and make sure the studs don't stick out past the wheel spacer. Here today we got our first Gladiator. We're going to install, customer come in, he put 35s on it. It's his wife's daily driver. Put 35s on it and wanted a little more clearance, so he wanted a 2.5 inch skip put on it. He wanted to keep the factory ride, so we're going to do a 2.5 inch budget. I guess some people call it a budget boost spacer kit, above the springs, all 4 shocks, and he's going to do a set of 2-inch wheel spacers on it, keep the factory wheels. He just wants a little wider stance, and so we're going to get it knocked out for him today and be our first 2021 Gladiator. Alright, we're going to do wheel spacers, and I don't know how some people do them, but we always make sure that don't have none of the factory. Some of the vehicles come with a factory lock around the studs, and if they do, when you're doing wheel spacers, you got to take them off so the wheel spacers are seat flat. These and this and some of the Chevrolets has a bolt that holds the rotor on for going down the assembly line, just holding it straight. And these don't have the clips on it, so we don't have the clips on it. Just got to make sure the surface is all good. And I always use a little bit of red Loctite on the studs. But first, you got to put your wheels on there, make sure you got the right lug pattern, and make sure the studs don't stick out past the wheel spacer. Because the stud sticks out, you've got to trim it down so it don't stick out, because if it sticks out, it could hit the back of the wheel and not let the wheel set flush. So now we know that's good. Pull it off, put a little bit of red Loctite, and we can install the wheel spacer. You run these down with the gun, and then we'll always torque the lug nuts that hold the spacer on to your factory specs, just like you would your wheel. And then I always recommend everybody go back after 500 miles of wheel spacers and take the wheel and tire off and retorque the spacer just to make sure it hadn't come loose. Use a little red Loctite. If they're torqued right properly and decent wheel spacers, they'll stay tight, and you don't have, I've never had any problems with. Get these on and do the front. finishing up on this 2.5-inch kit on the 21 Gladiator. Gentleman wanted a rough country lift, which I've installed rough country product for 24 years now. We got this kit. It just really it says a lift kit, but it's like kind of like a leveling kit. He got ordered one with shocks, says shock extension. So this kit basically just comes with, you get longer sway bar extensions, or you get longer sway bar end lengths. You get a bump stop extender. You get coil spring spacer, so you keep your factory coil spring, keep your factory ride. And it comes with 4 new shock absorbers, 2 for the front, 2 for the rear. And so it's just a basic little 2.5-inch kit, makes it level. We run a 35-inch tire, and we're gonna finish up. The lift's done, everything's tight. We're gonna put the front wheel spacers on it, put the factory wheels and tires back on it, make sure everything's good and tight and aligned, and take it for a test drive. Finished installing the front wheel spacers. It's something I forgot to mention on the last ones, other than the Loctite and torquing them, is these have a ring in the middle, and that's considered a hub-centric wheel spacer. So it goes over your hub and centers up, keeps the wheel spacer from moving, and then this, being hub-centric part, is what your factory wheels are, and your factory wheel center will go over this, and it just helps align the wheel. Even though you have anchor and lug nuts, it's just how it's designed. So this is actually a hub-centric wheel spacer.